Welcome back to Timm Talk, the podcast about the DC anime universe co-created by Bruce Timm. I'm Chris Lord.
I'm Cameron Dexter.
And today we're doing our first ever Minisode. So
Yes.
it's not an official numbered podcast. We're not talking about the DCAU.
Because we were too lazy to spend 40 minutes watching a cartoon. I was too lazy to spend 40 minutes watching a cartoon, so I pitched a Minisode.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick recap of all the comic book movies this last year, and then we're going to talk about the movies that are coming out next year that we're most excited about. So, like, I know we would often do this at the end of our crossovers, but we found we had so much to talk about with The Last Jedi, we didn't get a chance to do it. So now just Cameron and I are going to do it on our own.
Yes.
So
Fuck those guys.
those bastards. So, Cameron, why don't you go ahead and start? Give me your rankings, 1 through, I guess for you, 11. For me, it's going to be 10 of the comic book movies, and then I'll do mine that were this year.
So for 27, we have a few that we're adding in.
Beyond our crossovers.
Are you adding in Last Jedi?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't have Captain Underpants. I never saw it.
Okay. Well, spoilers, Captain Underpants is on my list.
Also, I mean, spoiler for me too. There's no way in hell anything other than Justice League was going to be at the bottom of this list.
Oh, I forgot to put Justice League on this list.
It's really easy. You just write it in on the
That's
bottom.
what I'm doing right now. So my list, for me, are we doing top to bottom or bottom to top? Top bottom for this one.
Yeah, top bottom.
For me, Ragnarok was number 1 for me.
Okay.
I think it was everything I wanted in a Thor movie, especially. We did have a lot of comments about in the podcast about things we disliked about it, but overall, I still love the movie. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man number 2, amazing. Lego Batman number 3, because I mean,
gotta stay on brand.
we have to.
Yeah.
Let's see, Logan number 4, Wonder Woman 5. We'll put Last Jedi, Guardians. You're gonna be mad at me. Power Rangers, Kingsman, Captain Underpants, Justice League.
I mean,
is that all of them?
No, yeah, that's all of them.
Yeah.
That's a pretty damn good list, actually. Like, mine's different, but the most important thing is we both hated Justice League.
Yeah. Honestly, it hurt to put Captain Underpants so low.
Wait, why do you think I was going to be mad at you for putting
Power Rangers above Kingsman?
Well, hang on.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, hang on.
Our list might be a little closer than I thought.
A little bit, yeah. So I use this app called To Do Movies. I think I've mentioned it to you before.
They're a sponsor this week.
They are a sponsor this week, yeah. And so what it does is every time I have a list of movies to watch, a list of movies I've watched, and for all those that I've watched, I can go through and give it a star rating.
Oh, okay.
And so my rule is I give it a star rating immediately. So just my first impressions coming out of it, right out of the theater. Like,
interesting.
As soon as I mark it as watched, I give it a star rating right then. I don't sit.
I would give everything a 5-star then, because I'm so susceptible to post-movie bliss.
Would you have given everything a 5-star?
I mean, Justice League would have gotten a 3.5.
What about The Last Jedi?
Oh, that's true. Also probably 3.5.
Wow, you would rank those equally?
No.
Yeah, so I went back through and I had what I thought was my list, and then I consulted my star rating and I realized I had to move it around a little bit because that's actually a pretty good indication of my first impressions coming out.
Okay.
So for me, number 1 was Lego Batman.
Good. Interesting.
Yeah.
Stay on brand.
But yeah, gotta stay on brand. Number 2 is Wonder Woman.
Okay.
Which I think my opinion of it has diminished in time because I really hate the third act. Mm-hmm. But to be fair, I did see it twice in theaters, and the most of it that I really love. And also, side tangent on this, our friend Jonathan, who's been on the podcast before, he went with me to go see The Last Jedi, and he got me to say a natural, yas. I can't even say it now.
Fuck that. Don't even try.
I can't even say it now, but he's like, Chris, I'm going to get you to say it. And he's like, think about when Wonder Woman steps out onto, no man's
battlefield.
Land, and it just slipped out, and I realized that he gave me, my happy place, memory.
From Happy Gilmore?
No, from Hook. You gotta think of a happy thought.
I mean, also from Happy Gilmore. Gotta go to your happy place.
Oh, go to your happy place.
Yeah. I'm not. That's not an obscure one.
No,
that's a very typical reference.
You're right. It's my happy thought. He gave me my happy thought that allows me to say that. I can't even say it now because it'll just sound so unnatural coming out of my. It just
please don't. I hate it.
But he got me to say it, so I had to acknowledge that Wonder Woman can do that for me.
Okay.
Even if it's just the one scene. That's number 2. 3 was Spider-Man.
Okay.
It's a good romp. It's fun. 4 was Thor. Because I think...
Because that foursome? They're Thorsome?
Thorsome, yeah.
Sorry. Had a little slip there.
Four Thorsome. Number 5 was Power Rangers.
Oh, did you see Power Rangers? Did we watch it together?
We
Did not, because I watched it by myself.
I saw it twice though.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
Because I saw it. Who did I see it with? Did I see it? I'm trying to remember who I saw it with the first time. But I know I saw it with Jeb, I think, the second time.
Okay.
Yeah. But I really like that movie.
It's so entertaining.
I really like the movie. I still really hope we get a sequel to it.
I know. I hope it gets enough money for a sequel.
I think it may have just.
I hope so.
Because I think it got.
Because it did really well internationally, right?
It did decently internationally, but not as well in China or Japan as they were hoping for.
Oh, okay.
And I think, I'm going to look this up as we're talking, but I thought it did decently I mean, I'm mistaken the critical part of that.
I think you might be mistaking that as well.
I probably am. But I mean,
if I remember correctly, Rotten Tomatoes was like a low 40s.
I don't know. Their website is being a dickhole right now. And
it's also my internet.
But it's scrolling down the page as I'm trying to type.
Oh.
44%. Okay,
that's pretty close.
Never mind. But like 66% audience. I mean, Rotten Tomatoes is probably not the best place to go. Here, you look at the Metacritic score for it while I get back to my list here. But no, I quite like Power Rangers. And then for number 6 is Kingsman 2 for me.
Okay.
Which I think that's one I need to go back and rewatch. I've been really wanting to go back and rewatch. I just haven't. And then 7 is Guardians 2. 8 is Logan. 9 is Last Jedi.
Interesting.
And then of course 10.
I forgot how much you didn't like Logan.
I think, again, that's another one I need to go back and rewatch. Mm-hmm. Objectively speaking, from a filmmaking perspective, I can say that it is quite possibly actually the best movie on this list.
Metascore is also 44.
44, okay. It didn't quite resonate with me, and I think the reason it's down there with The Last Jedi towards the bottom, and kind of the same thing with Justice League, without going into super specific detail, it's just that for me, those movies weren't able to deliver on things that I wanted from those characters in movies. Like I never really got the Wolverine that I wanted, and so I couldn't appreciate Logan. For similar reasons, I had issues with Last Jedi. Again, I won't go into details why. And then, of course, Justice League just fucks up everything.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, overall pretty decent. The only two that got 4 stars for me were Lego Batman and Wonder Woman. Everything else was 3, except for Justice League, which is 1. There are literally 2 movies on the app that I've ranked 1 star. The other one is called The Void, and I watched it at work, and it's just really terrible, super low budget, like gory horror film that admittedly has some really impressive practical horror effects, but it just has one of the most asinine plots and endings I've ever seen in a film ever. Those are the 2. They got 1 stars.
Interesting. There was.
Oh, that's pretty bad.
Sorry for my quick tangent. There was a movie I learned about.
How dare
today.
you have a tangent?
I know,
it's
right?
only me that can do tangents.
I'm trying to find the name of it.
I'll
You might
tangent
know.
out.
Yeah. You might know the name of the movie. But it was completely written by a computer. And it stars Thomas Middleditch.
I don't know the name, but I know what you're talking about.
It came out last year, and I want to say it's called Sunspring. That sounds right.
I don't know.
Yes, a computer-generated screenplay. So they had a computer analyze just like hundreds of thousands of sci-fi and fantasy stories, and then churn out its own script. And the actors read it word for word.
Yeah.
And it's horrible.
Oh, as you'd expect.
But I'm so fascinated by it.
Have you watched it?
No, I just learned about it this morning.
Oh. You should watch it.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Apparently, it has like decent effects in it.
I mean, yeah. The nice thing about doing a movie like that that's deliberately self-aware is you can like kind of have like obvious effects. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, an okay year overall.
Yeah.
If I were to go through and pinpoint a thing that made me appreciate these movies, like the things that I look back on that make me like them, they are all scenes that work really well with music.
Yeah. I think this was a good year for scores.
Yeah, but it's not even just scores. I mean, excluding Lego Batman, but it's like, I mean, the Wonder Woman scene when she's out across the... I like the electric cello. I probably shouldn't, but I do. But it's like, that works for me. Not so much Spider-Man, but then like Thor with the use of Immigrant Song, Power Rangers with the use of the Power Rangers theme.
Hell yeah.
It shouldn't work, but my God, does it fucking work. Kingsman 2, kind of the same thing. Like for me, it all boils down to that end fight done to Saturday Night's All Right for a Fight. Fucking incredible. Even Guardians 2, like the opening scene... Mr. Blue Sky and see, like those
and
are all
Baby
like
Groot.
Yeah, like and then I have like a couple other movies I like this year that we can mention too. But like it was always a musical moment, not to say a musical, but like a music moment in a movie that made me go back and like, oh yeah, that's what I loved about it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Did you plot a trend amongst your films?
Nope.
All right.
You planned a lot more for this than I did.
I mean, I have more free time than you do.
That doesn't mean anything right now.
So, did you have any other like best of the years though? Other movies that are non-comic booky that you really loved?
For me, there were two that really stood out for me this year, and I think I'm gonna say they're my number two. There's still a lot that I want to see. Like
Tons of stuff that I haven't seen.
We're recording this right before the Christmas boom, and so there's like 6 movies in that I want to see.
Oh yeah, there's tons.
But I'm sure I've mentioned this a bunch of times on the podcast already. Baby Driver, I think, is my number 1 movie of the year.
Yep.
And then The Big Sick is very high up. And that I've said it before. It's my new favorite rom-com. Love Kumail. Love the story. Have you ever met Emily? She used to be at Meltdown all the time.
No, I probably mentioned this here. I nearly ran into them at Comic-Con, but I crossed the street 1 block too early, and then I looked across and they were walking, and I would have intercepted them, and I was really sad about it.
Mm-hmm. Emily is just a sweetheart. When they were doing when it was Jonah and Kumail doing their Meltdown show, she would always be there and introduce them, and then she would just kind of stand on the side and kind of talk to people. Because as an audience member, you should talk during your husband's act.
Hey, she's allowed to do it.
That's true.
Yeah, anyone.
And she's just like the sweetest person ever. And she was I had a couple conversations with her.
That's
and
awesome.
She's just awesome.
Yeah, no, they seem both like really amazing people. It's funny you mentioned those two because literally the first 2 I have on there are The Big Sick and Baby Driver.
Yeah,
which both got 4 stars for me. I also have John Wick 2 on there.
Right. Yeah.
Which is fucking great. I think there's a couple of really small films like Freak Show and Princess Sid that I really liked. But in terms of major releases, I might have to give it to Baby Driver as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also have Atomic Blonde on there, which I feel like I got to go back and rewatch again and see if I like it.
It's great. I think I saw it 3 times.
Okay, yeah.
And it's always great. Like it continues to blow me away.
Also, Blade Runner 2049, I also really enjoyed. But yeah, I think if I would probably be with you on that too. I think Baby Driver would take number 1 for me.
Yeah. Did you see Lady Bird?
No, I haven't seen Lady Bird. I haven't seen Coco.
Oh, right.
I haven't seen The Shape of Water. I haven't seen The Greatest Showman.
No, neither have I.
Those are all. I didn't even have on there Call Me by Your Name, which I really loved.
I was gonna bring that one up next.
Yeah.
The movie I think it comes out at the end of this year, and it might come out by the time this podcast comes out. But Molly's Game might be my most anticipated film for this season.
It does look really good.
That and Greatest Showman are what I'm most excited to see.
No, I agree with you on Molly's Game. Like Sorkin's an incredible writer. I'm really interested to see what he can do as a director. That's a great cast too. I love.
It's an amazing cast. Yeah.
And Big Driss. Oh God, I'm so excited.
I'm gonna flip it because since you're usually the critical one.
Yeah.
What besides Justice League, besides any of the movies we've already mentioned, what has been your least favorite, or what has been your worst movie of 2017?
I can do a quick look at that app again and tell you what else I was thoroughly disappointed by. Okay. Oh, I really, really disliked The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
I haven't even heard of that one.
What's the director's name? It's Yorgos Lanthimos. I want to say. Yeah, Yorgos Lanthimos. He did The Lobster a couple years ago.
Oh, I love Lobster.
I loved The Lobster because it's like really quirky and darkly funny. The Killing of a Sacred Deer was his follow-up, also starring Colin Farrell. It had Nicole Kidman in it. It had what's the sister from Stranger Things? What's her?
Is she in? Oh, you're talking about the other movie.
The Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Yeah. I don't know her actress name or her character name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe I'm blanking on that. But yeah, she's in it, and it I found it incredibly inaccessible. Like it's weird. It's meant to be deliberately weird, and there are times when it's funny and I liked it. But for me, if I can't, I was like struggling to stay awake through the whole thing. That's one I was really disappointed by and also really disliked. Because I love The Lobster and I was really excited for that to be good. But I think that would probably take the spot. of like biggest letdown. These are the ones that I hated, obviously, like fucking The Fate of the Furious.
How dare you?
Yeah.
That's a superhero movie.
Even though I'll give that, it's still better than the last one though. But yeah, I think Justice League I despise on so many levels. But yeah, probably Claim of Sacred Deer.
Okay. It came out very early this year, and I wasn't sure if I watched it in December or January, but it was definitely January. I've brought this up to you how much I absolutely fucking hated it. I've never seen hordes of people leave the theater mid-movie before. And it was Silence. The Andrew Garfield, Liam Neeson, and Adam Driver movie about the...
it's Scorsese.
Yes, and that's why I went to see it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it was one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, I've not heard good things about it.
No.
It's
a almost 3.5 hour movie that I went to the 10 o'clock showing for.
No. Did you make it all the way through?
I did.
Did you stay awake all the way through?
I did.
Wow.
It's all that Catholic guilt. For the people who don't remember this movie, it's about Imperial Japan exiling and killing off all of the Catholic and Christian priests that are coming in.
The missionaries.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Liam Neeson plays a Jesuit priest, a Jesuit missionary traveling to Japan to spread the word of God. He's captured, and Andrew Garfield and Adam Driver are his his other priests in his church go and try and save him. And the thing that makes that movie one of the things that makes it so unbearable is, and I'm sure this was intended because of the name of the movie, Silence, there is no music track through the entire movie. It's actually just silence.
Yeah. That can work.
Not in this setting.
I imagine that setting. No, the movie that comes to mind on that one is No Country for Old Men.
Oh, that's right.
That's a movie where you don't realize after the fact that it doesn't have a score all the way through, but that actually kind of works in its favor. But no, like I don't blame you on that one. Like I've actually not seen as many Scorsese movies as I should have, but I did see The Wolf of Wall Street, and I really enjoyed it for about 2/3, and I'm like, this is where it should end naturally, and then it went on for another 45 fucking minutes, and that's when I went, okay, so now Scorsese's reached a point in his career where no one bothers to tell him how to edit.
Yeah.
Someone should do that.
Well, apparently, even with that movie, that was cut down by like an hour.
Which is insane.
Yeah, it was, I think it's exactly 3 hours and 1 minute, because they said you couldn't make a movie over 3 hours, and that was his like, fuck you. Because, Hollywood is very petty.
God, I also get it. I mean, the thing is, if you have a 3 hour movie, you can, you have fewer screenings in a day. You're bringing in less revenue. It's part of the reason Justice League was cut down to like under 2 hours.
Right.
That was basically just them in crisis recovery mode. But yeah, like that's a movie where I would definitely have gone back and rewatched that if it hadn't been an hour too long.
I saw it twice in theaters.
Oh.
It once because I was in college, once with college friends, and then when I was back home, once with the family, because the family really wanted to see it.
That seems like at times an interesting movie to sit and watch with your family.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to tell them to watch something else, but there really wasn't else out at that time.
Oh, no.
But it was fine. Yeah, Silence, I do not wish that movie upon anyone.
Give it a hard pass.
Yes.
Oh, God. Okay, well then, should we go into what we're looking forward to next year in 2018?
Looking forward to the future, the hope of 2018.
So we're gonna do this in the classic style of the James Bonding rating system.
Because we don't do anything original.
We don't do anything original, no. In our rip-off podcast of The Weekly Planet, we're gonna use James Bonding's ranking system. And
are we the American version of?
I would never ever rate ourselves that highly.
I was going for like the American skins versus the UK skins.
I think it would be generous to call us the American Top Gear to their British Top Gear. Like that is an insult to American Top Gear, frankly. But so I'm going to list the 12 movies, and then we're going to go back and forth.
Well, let's let that set in for a second. There are 12 superhero films coming out next year.
Okay. Well, there are 10 superhero comic movies coming out. We've added into that kind of fall into purview of stuff we've generally talked about.
Yes.
So, but at a minimum 10. It's a lot. So the movies we're talking about in release order are Black Panther, Ready Player One, which we've included just because we are both huge fans of the books. The book singular. Potentially books in the future. And excited for that movie. New Mutants, Infinity War, Solo, the Han Solo movie, because we did The Last Jedi.
Is that really coming out in summer?
Yeah, it's coming out in May.
Wow.
Which is crazy.
That's weird.
Yeah, a lot to talk about on that. Deadpool 2, Incredibles 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Venom, Dark Phoenix, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, right? I think is the full title. And then Aquaman. So
Is that also the name of the video game that came out a few years ago?
That sounds right. Or maybe that's the name I'm stealing. But so we're going to start from the bottom of number 12. We're going to go back and forth and list our number. And then as soon as we've both said a movie, we'll talk about what we think about it going in
Shadows
to the year.
Something.
Oh,
Shadows. I had a poster for it.
Okay, yeah. I never played that. Was it any...
Also never played it. Okay. Got a poster from Comic-Con. It was very pretty.
I've heard the new Spider-Man game's really good, actually.
Oh, the one that's not out yet?
Is it not out yet?
I don't think so.
Oh, fuck. I don't know. Maybe I'll consider...
It looks very good.
It looks really good.
With Mr. Negative.
Yeah. I don't know. It looks pretty good. Maybe I'll consider picking that up at some point.
Yeah.
But Cameron, why don't you start us off? What is your number 12 on the list of movies?
I assume our number 12 is going to be the same because it's a genre that both of us are not big fans of. New Mutants.
Yep. That is also my number 12. Yeah. I am not excited about it. I mean, one, I'm not a horror guy. That being said, I'm trying to watch more horror films because I know there's some really great ones out there, and I've watched a few of late that I've enjoyed. I'm not excited about it because, yet again, I just want a goddamn X-Men movie where they get to be superheroes. I would have even settled for, actually would have been excited to see, a X-Men movie about students at that school.
Yes.
I would have loved to have seen that. But we're not getting that. It's a whole bunch of young mutants trapped inside of some sort of psych ward. And like, I mean, the poster is even like what I think it was the original Nightmare on Elm Street is like the face emerging from the wall.
I think so.
Like, I don't.
What I don't understand is obviously this movie was deep into production by the time Spider-Man Homecoming had come out. But we have a movie that shows like a John Hughes style superhero film works.
Yeah.
And like, that's all we need out of X-Men.
I know.
Have the mutants in detention, and that's it. That's a movie I would watch. Just that simple of a plot. No,
I agree. And I get what they're doing here. They're really committing to a genre and trying to make it feel distinct. And to be fair, I get why they're doing that. They had success with Deadpool. They had success with Logan. So I get where they're coming from. I'm just not interested in this.
We didn't talk about this when we talked about the Fox merger, buyout. Sorry.
Yeah.
With Marvel's push for more online content, do you think they're going to make an X-Men Netflix series?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that property is too big for television in two senses. One, in terms of just visually, that'd be very expensive to do. Like those aren't. I mean, I imagine that even like Daredevil is pretty expensive to make.
Well, I mean, they did an Inhumans show.
Look how that went for him.
Exactly.
I mean, I think, even something like Daredevil is expensive to make, and that doesn't have a lot of like a really effects-heavy characters. I think the X-Men would be hard to do on a television budget, even if it's a big television budget. And also, that property is so big that is guaranteed box office right there.
That's true.
Even Apocalypse, which is not good, did decently well for what it was because it was X-Men. Like X-Men was the X-Men and Spider-Man, like with the two Marvel properties that got spun out.
But there are so many mutants that you don't even you can use like the fucking D-list.
Yeah.
Wasn't there supposed to be a Squirrel Girl movie with Anna Kendrick or TV series?
She wanted to do it, but now they're doing a new Warriors TV show with the girl who does all of the AT&T ads.
Oh, okay. I did hear about that.
Yeah, I forget her name. Melania Weintraub?
I don't know.
I think so. She's really funny.
But like, there's so many mutants that you can split them and just have like. Honestly, I think I'm so passionate about this because I just want another X-Men Evolution.
I know. Oh, it's so
like they
good.
See every. I don't want to say every, but I am going through the list in my head, and I can't think of one that's failed. Every X-Men TV series has done well. Even Logan in the X-Men, which was a Wolverine in the X-Men.
Yeah.
Which would just put everyone in the back seat. Still did amazing. Even the fucking Wolverine anime that came out in Japan in 2009-ish, 2010-ish, did great. Like, it's... Yes, I understand their box office value, and they're going to make a lot out of that. but you can have the students that have like simpler powers in a TV series that's just a high school show.
Were you asking in live action or animated? Because Disney has a history of just doing animated shows to correspond to their films. Like they've had, I think, 2 Guardians cartoons. They've had an Ant-Man cartoon. Like I'm sure we'll get more X-Men cartoons.
I was focusing on live action.
Okay, live action. We might end up getting something, but I think part of it too is that they're, the cinematic universe, the MCU, although it includes technically like the Marvel Netflix stuff. I mean, that's their film division, their television division. They've talked numerous times about the fact that they're completely separate creatively and that there's basically never going to be any spillover between the two of them.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, so I mean, they might end up doing some sort of X-Men TV show, but I think they would be challenged to do it kind of like with Gifted right now, too. They had to come up with an excuse. I haven't watched it, but I've heard for why the X-Men and the Brotherhood aren't there. Even if they were to do a, like, set in the whatever new MCU will also include the X-Men, even if they were to do a TV show, live action, they would have to ride around the fact that we wouldn't ever be able to see the proper X-Men because they could never get those characters into the TV show as well. But maybe we might. I would love to see, like a high school teen drama with mutant powers. Which maybe that's kind of
put it on the CW.
I don't know. Just put on the CW. They can do.
Yeah, I mean that's what they're doing with Runaways right now, and that's fine.
Has it gotten any better?
I haven't watched this week's episode.
Okay.
Still have not run away though.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe they will eventually.
I'm sure this can be the last episode, which I know it's gonna be so frustrating.
The whole first season, a big setup. Yeah, that's probably what it's gonna be. Oh God, maybe I'll watch it. I've heard good things, but
it's very okay.
Okay, well, I mean, that's maybe the best we can hope for sometimes.
Yeah. Looking back to New Mutants, not excited.
No, not really excited. If
it does well, that'd be great.
If it does well, and if it's like actually very like critically praised, I may consider going. I don't know. We haven't talked yet with our cohorts about what we're going to do in terms of movies next year.
That's the whole reason I saw Get Out. Was I hate horror movies, but this was such a I
still need to watch that.
I kind of doubt New Mutants is going to land that 99%.
Yeah, I don't think so. No, maybe somewhere like the 70s, the 80s.
Might come out.
Yeah.
So it depends on what's going on that weekend.
Yeah,
if I have nothing happening.
When's that coming out? I have all the release dates listed.
It's like April-ish.
April 13th.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't know. Okay.
Number 11.
Yeah, what's your number 11?
Phoenix.
Oh, okay. All right. My number 11 is Venom.
Okay, my 10 is Venom.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So okay, so we're gonna talk Venom.
Venom. All right.
I don't care.
I just want to see Tom Hardy.
That's true. I do love Tom Hardy. There must be something going on here to get, like, Michelle Williams is making this movie. She's in it. She's like the female lead. She has never just like done something really for the paycheck. I have a hard time believing she would do that now. It's Ruben Fleischer's directing, who he did Zombieland.
Okay.
But he also then did Gangster Squad, which was not particularly good.
I don't think I ever saw that one.
That was like Sean Penn was Mickey Cohen and Josh Brolin and Ryan Gosling were in it. Emma Stone was in it. It was one of the numerous movies the two have done together. It doesn't matter.
No.
Look, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's in space or if it's on Earth or how he becomes Venom, what version it is. I don't know. Maybe if it looks good, I'll consider seeing it. Otherwise, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, we're still going in blind right now because there's been no information out.
And I basically just been ignoring it because I don't really care.
It's at the bottom of my list because, like, I just really don't have any feelings towards it right now.
Nope.
I am curious how our two more Spider-Man eccentric friends are, how other Chris and the gang feel about the movie. But right now for us, it's just kind of right meow. It's just kind of whatever. If it's good, it's good.
Yeah.
If it's good, I'll be excited.
Yeah.
If it's not good, I'll probably still see it.
Who cares? Yeah. Mine 10 is Dark Phoenix.
Okay.
So, again, they have steered me kind of wrong at this point. It's been a continuous downward spiral since First Class, which I think might be my favorite. No, it is my favorite X-Men movie. I like Days of Future Past, but it has some issues. I didn't really care for X-Men Apocalypse.
I did not like Apocalypse.
I don't feel better knowing that Simon Kinberg is directing this as well. I mean, he was a writer on First Class, but that also had Matthew Vaughn as a director. And he was one of the writers on the first time they did The Dark Phoenix back in the day with The Last Stand. And even though the photos make it seem like it's a little more in line with the comic book, I'm just.
This is going to be another one of those situations where the trailer is going to have to give away everything in order to get people to see the movie. It's going to be another Ragnarok situation where like we already have a bad taste in our mouth, not just from Apocalypse, but from them doing this storyline 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That they're going to have to fight to get people in theaters.
Yeah. It will be interesting to see if this is basically the first time a comic arc is being readapted for a film. So that'll be interesting to see what happens with that because, we're always talking about the death of Superman was handled so poorly. I would love to see that done properly.
Yeah.
So it might be an interesting test, but also like we've talked about this before, this all might be moot. The reality is this is probably the last X-Men movie set in this continuity. Mm-hmm. Right on.
Yeah.
Time for a change anyway.
Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart left at the perfect time.
Yeah. But that does mean we won't get any more McAvoy and Fassbender.
Oh, that is sad.
I love them both so much.
Maybe they'll make an indie movie together.
Maybe.
Paul too. No, not Paul. Frank.
Frank was the claim. Yeah, the paper mache head.
Yeah. Paul was the Alien movie with Seth Rogen.
No, that was Seth Rogen was the Alien, but it was Simon Pegg and Nick Frost.
Yeah.
It was the non-Cornetto film. Mm-hmm. What's your number 9?
Ant-Man Wasp.
Okay. All right. My number 9 is Solo.
Okay, that's my 8.
Okay.
Let's talk about Solo.
Okay.
I can't believe it's coming out in the summer.
Yeah, I think at this point it's too late to delay it yet again. Mm-hmm. I'm curious about this movie. I'm not particularly excited about it. I think the idea from the start was bad. The only thing that got me excited about it was Chris Miller and Phil Lord.
And they backed out.
And I get why they're not. I get why that would conflict with what's like Kathleen Kennedy and Disney wanted to do with Star Wars. Mm-hmm. But now to me, this feels like it could be another Justice League. That it's just got muddled down to the point of being very generic. I don't think Ron Howard's made a great film in a while. I liked Rush.
Loved Rush. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was
like 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
I want to say 2012.
Might have even been that long ago. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not. And look, I liked Alden Ehrenreich in Hail Caesar, in a movie that I otherwise did not really care for.
Yep.
But I'm just not. It's got a good cast.
It's
got Lawrence Kasdan back writing again, but I'm just not. I don't know.
I know it's. I really don't have anything to say about it. I think. Going back to what we said about Phoenix, for both of us, Last Jedi kind of left a bad taste in our mouth. Not a bad taste, just an unusual taste, and we can't identify it.
Yeah.
And I'm in this weird phase where I'm not really excited for a Star Wars thing right now.
No.
Except, I'm sure you've seen this already at the Disney parks, both Land and World. They're opening a kind of VR experience.
Oh, we need to go do that.
Yes, it opens on the 3rd. So we're going to talk about that off air.
Book tickets for that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I checked the other day. It's still very open.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. Oh, I don't have a Disney pass anymore. God damn it.
I mean, you can still go to Downtown Disney.
Yeah, that's true. We'll probably go with Shane. He doesn't have a Disney pass.
Yeah.
So it's fine. We'll just leave you behind so you can go to Disneyland without us.
That's fine. But yeah, Star Wars is. I feel like a weird Star Wars fan right now.
Yeah, me too.
Where I'm just not really excited for anything.
Yeah.
I do want to watch Rebels. I still haven't watched Rebels yet.
Rebels is great. Mm-hmm. Like I think they're on like a holiday break right now.
That's fine.
It's been amazing. Actually, I'm really excited for it to come back around. Like I keep checking it, checking the Disney XD app. Like, come on, new episodes, not yet. Damn it. It's been amazing. I definitely recommend checking it out. There's still good Star Wars.
Yes.
Just like there's still good Batman out there, even if it's not the most mainstream version.
Right.
And even then, I'm not going to say that The Last Jedi was bad. It just wasn't what we thought it was going to be.
Right.
So, but you guys are here. You probably actually have already heard all about that. Doesn't fucking matter. My number 8 is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, that's my 7.
Okay. So I guess we're talking about Spider-Man.
That's
then.
fine.
Look, I think it looks gorgeous. We kind of just talked about this the other day. Looks gorgeous. Excited for Miles Morales. Excited for multiple versions. Spider-Man, Peter Parker in a mental role. Haven't seen anything like it before.
Right. I think that's what I'm most excited for. Is it's new.
Yeah.
It's. I've brought up a handful of times already. Superhero films need another layer on top of it. Or I would like a superhero film with more layers on top of it. animation is a layer.
It is. No, I mean that's a thing. It's a different. I mean that's part of what made Lego Batman feel distinct, right? You can do different things in animation. It's just gonna give it a whole different feel.
And also, I've been so disappointed. Again, I said this last week. I've been so disappointed with how DC's been handling their animated films recently.
Yeah.
I always said DC had a better hand in animation.
They did.
Back in the days of Teen Titans and Young Justice and Brave and the Bold, they did. Right now, Marvel is quickly sweeping that title away from them.
Yeah.
With Ultimate Spider-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy and Avengers Assemble. And with this one, I think this might be them taking the torch from them.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think the only truly theatrically released DC animated film was Mask of the Phantasm. And nothing will ever best that.
That's true.
Since it's the best Batman film ever made. Okay, so your number 7 was Spider-Man, right? My number 7 is Aquaman.
Okay. This is when that's my 6.
Okay.
So I'm just one.
I think we're just
you.
like one. Yeah. We're just one.
This is when it with Spider-Man and Aquaman. That's my jump. We mentioned before the podcast that there's a big gap.
It's a huge
between,
gap. Like very excited,
super excited to see.
Don't give a shit about.
We'll maybe
There's
see.
a few in the middle that I'm like kind of, and I think Aquaman's. We're talking Aquaman.
Yes.
Yeah, Aquaman's there for me as well.
This is my jump to I'm pumped for Aquaman.
Okay, I mean I am cautiously optimistic.
The reason I say that is I expect the writing to be shit, but I expect to be entertained.
Wait, but who's writing it though?
I don't know. After Justice League, I mentioned this when we talked Justice League. The reason I put it in that good bad movie is just because the dialogue is so easy to make fun of.
It's just so wooden. It's like oh god, it's like chewing through stale licorice.
Is it?
Yeah. Have you ever tried to chew through stale licorice? It's like,
I've just never heard that saying before.
I just made it up right now. It's fucking horrible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Talk about bad writing.
I was gonna say you just aged yourself 40 years.
It's like trying to chew through a Werther's original that I keep in my bag.
Well, Morris, it's because you don't have your darn dentures in.
Okay. So story by James Wan, story by Jeff Johns, script by Will Beall.
Yeah.
No, screenplay. Did I say screenplay or story? Doesn't
Story.
matter. Screenplay by Will Beall. He did do Gangster Squad, which is not not the best indication, but I feel like he did some other stuff. Gangster Squad. You know what? No, he doesn't.
I will bring up this point. I've always been a Jeff Johns fan, and I've always been on the Jeff Johns bandwagon. And when they said he was going to come in to save the DC movies, I was very excited. But
And
he has
hasn't.
not proven himself yet, because they brought him in to try and be the Feige.
Yeah.
And either Warner Brothers is still too powerful to listen to him, or he's just not pitching loud enough.
I think it's a bit of that. I mean, at some point we're going to do one of these minisodes on Justice League, because there's a lot to talk about in terms of the different iterations that are out there and some of the drama. But one of the stories that came out real quickly was basically that the heads of Warner Brothers insisted Justice League get made, because if it didn't get released this year, it would have been released potentially after the merger with AT&T, and as a result, those guys may not have gotten their bonuses.
Yeah.
So they forced that movie to come out, even though they actually want, I think it was after BVS, they wanted to get rid of Zack Snyder, but they couldn't because he was already filming Justice League, because they started filming right after that came out. So they were, I think, basically looking for a reason for him to go out. One tragically came about. They brought in someone else to do it, and they were just like, I don't care if it's a mess, put it out there anyways.
Yeah.
So there's potential for Jeff Johns to have a bit of an influence. It's hard to say what sort of influence he had on Wonder Woman, because that was actually pretty good.
Because that was his first movie where he was full-time.
Yeah, but I think but that was still, I think, filming by the time he was in that role. It's all so hard to tell. But I mean, I feel like we just keep now hoping that one of these will be the turning point. Maybe it'll be Aquaman. I don't know. That's why I'm only cautiously optimistic. I liked Jason Momoa in that movie. I even liked Amber Heard as Mira in the brief bit she had in Justice League.
Yeah.
It looked good underwater. Didn't look ridiculous.
I do want to clarify a point that I made either on the crossover podcast or on this podcast. The character I thought was Ocean Master was just like an Atlantean guard
Oh, okay.
who wears the same helmet that Ocean Master wears,
yeah.
which is why I got confused.
Yeah, because Ocean Master is gonna be Patrick Wilson, who I like.
Yeah.
He was Night Owl in Watchmen,
Got it. I like
and
him.
he was the villain in the A-Team. Which
Okay.
the first 2/3 of that movie is an underappreciated gem.
It is.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
Talk about that sometime. It's really good.
Save it for later.
Another time.
This is supposed to be a short one, Chris.
Too late. Okay, so Aquaman, maybe it'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
My number 6 is Deadpool 2.
Okay, that's my 5.
Okay, well, this is perfectly convenient.
Yeah.
I like the first one. I imagine at this point that the second one's basically going to get released as is. Actually, no, I'm sure it will because I don't think Disney will have actually even completed the merger by then.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah, so I think we're going to, because when's that coming out? That's coming out actually kind of later than I expected it. It's coming out. Killing time. June 1st.
Okay, that's not bad.
That's bad. Yeah, I'm hopeful.
Is there a holiday around then? Because I mean, I loved their advertising.
No, I mean 4th of July is a month later.
I know, but like, what's an obscure holiday?
Well, I mean, there's like Memorial Day is what? Yeah, I guess it's Memorial Day weekend, right? Memorial Day is May 31st.
Sure.
Yeah, let's say it is.
Because I'm sure you remember their advertising, how
For Valentine's Day.
Yeah, how they pitched it to be a
Fucking
romance
amazing.
movie.
So good. That's like one of those things that it'd be very hard to actually have like a genre spin mid movie like that. I mean, the 28th is Memorial Day. From Dusk Till Dawn kind of pulled that off, but you kind of have to not see the trailers. But yeah, I love their marketing. It's already been good. Like the Bob Ross teaser, it's so bizarre. It's as long as it's fun, I'm
sure it will be.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds had apparently had a pretty big part in the first one.
Yeah.
He seems to have another big part in this one. He seems very excited for it.
Yeah, it's one of the directors of not Deadpool. This is Deadpool of John Wick. Mm-hmm. I think it's David Leitch is doing this one.
I think so.
Yeah, hopeful.
Optimistic.
Not
much to say about it. Super excited.
So then my number 5. Wait, you just said Deadpool 2 was 5 for you? Mm-hmm. God, we're so good at this. My number 5 is Ready Player One.
God damn it!
That's your number 4. Another movie we talked a lot about. I guess we'll try to do this one relatively quickly. It just looks like it's gonna be a fun ride, and I really love the source material.
Yeah, it's. I want this to be the Roger Rabbit of like video games.
Yeah, and I think it could potentially be. If in a lot of other people's hands, I'd be skeptical about this, but Spielberg has proven that he can do these sort of like crazy genre movies, and they're great, or at least they're good. Like they're good versions of them. For me, I think I'm just super excited about that car chase because that's not in the book.
Yeah,
and it looks like it's going to be just.
I
insane.
want this to be what Pixels was supposed to be.
Yeah, right. I mean, we were just talking about Tintin. Like Spielberg knows how to like construct an incredible action sequence, and he knows how to do clever things with the camera that other people would never think to do. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was your number 4, right? Mm-hmm. So my number 4 is Ant-Man and the Wasp.
There we go.
Which was really low for you, right? That was like way down.
Yeah, it was under Solo, and now that I think about it, I do want to put it above Solo.
Yeah. Why'd you put it so low?
Shut up for that joke, just for that joke.
I liked the first Ant-Man. Mm-hmm. I want it to be fun.
I am very curious how, since it will be the first movie after Infinity War.
That's true. Yeah,
So-
I was surprised actually that I forgot that was coming up next afterwards.
Well, because that's what they did after Ultron. Like it was a complete 180.
Well, I forgot that was coming out so soon.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I kind of forgot what was happening after Infinity War. So it's like, oh, nice, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Because Infinity War seems so finite that
It does.
it's hard to think what's going to happen after.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why I put it so low. It's like I have no idea what to expect.
No, I don't either. I mean, there were Edgar Wrighty elements the first one. Mm-hmm. That it's hard to tell if this will be better because it's consistent all the way through, rather than having someone leave right at the last minute. But I think Paul Rudd's great. I think he was even better in Civil War than he was in the first one. I think Evangeline Lilly was awesome as Janet Van Dyne. No, Hope Van Dyne. I think she's going to be great in it too. Michelle Pfeiffer's coming in as Janet Van Dyne. Mm-hmm. I just want it to be a good ride. and Marvel has proven that even at their worst, they're not really bad. At least from my perspective, I don't think they've made a bad movie. They've made lesser films.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pretty hopeful for it.
Mm-hmm. Top three. I assume our top three are similar.
I think this is where we are on track now. I think Ant-Man and Wasp was the one that skewed us off because I'm pretty sure we're in the same order now here.
Well, our top three are maybe not the same order, but they're all going to be the same now.
I think they're the same and probably in the same order.
Okay.
Guess. Okay. So what's your number 3?
Black Panther.
That is also mine.
All right.
It looks fun. It looks amazing.
I'm so excited for it.
Yeah. It looks like nothing we've ever seen, particularly in the MCU, but just in general. I love the cast. It's got Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Marvel really knows how to redeem their Human Torches. So it's going to be great. I'm super excited.
Oh my God, just think about it. They have all those property pieces back. Now we can do a full-on multiverse.
We can do the Human Torch multiverse.
We can have Captain America, both versions of the Human Torch, and Killmonger, provided he doesn't die, which he probably will, all in a movie together.
Yes.
How amazing will that be?
Oh my gosh, that's all I've ever wanted.
Okay, look at all that. Think of just all of the banter and abs.
Yes.
So it's like all I want in life.
Banter and abs.
Banter and abs.
Yeah. I don't think we have much to say about this. It looks amazing.
Super excited for it. We'll talk about it a lot in just a few months. So okay, this might be where we're different. This might be.
What's your 2?
My number 2 is The Incredibles 2.
Yeah, mine's the other way.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and do The Incredible. No.
Well, let's do Infinity because that's what we've been talking about for the past 3.
Yeah. So I'm really.
What is there to say about Infinity War? To be honest,
I'm just super fucking excited for it.
We're waiting 15 years almost.
The Marvel is like the
10
last property, like the last franchise that I still get excited about. Like even before I saw The Last Jedi, I was excited, but not like crazy excited. I wasn't like buzzing with excitement.
Yeah.
And at this point now, I have no hope for Batman films. Actually, no, sorry. James Bond. James Bond's the last one that I still, because it's still an event film. We only get a few every few years. But no, I just rewatched it. So I listened to the Empire podcast, did a special just breaking down the trailer.
Oh my gosh.
I listened to that, get me excited to go back and rewatch the trailer, which I did, which then got me excited to go see that movie again. And I'm trying to avoid rewatching it a lot because I just want to go in as fresh as possible.
Yeah, I mean, with Star Wars, I was on complete info lockdown a month in.
Yeah, same.
So I'm sure we're gonna get one more trailer between now and then. So I'll probably watch that, and once that one comes out, I'll be on lockdown.
I think maybe part of the reason I still get excited about this is I don't have a huge. This sounds weird. It sounds counterintuitive. What I'm about to say. I don't have a huge investment in the characters, in the sense that I don't have huge expectations for the characters. Right.
Okay.
Like, I mean, for me now, like, I love James Bond. I love Star Wars. I love Batman. I've seen so many other iterations of all these characters. I know them so well that I have certain things in mind that I want to see. And sometimes that's delivered. Casino Royale, Batman Begins. For me, in a lot of ways, even The Force Awakens delivers all these things. And then when they don't, they're really disappointing. And I feel like with Marvel, my love is from the MCU more so than it is from other places. Like, I don't read a lot of Marvel comics. I don't really watch like Iron Man cartoons. Like, I have a love for the X-Men, which is part of the reason I'm disappointed. But like, my love is from the MCU. So in a lot of ways, they can't really let me down too much.
Yeah, and I'm sure we've mentioned this before. It's the first time anything like this has been done.
Yeah.
Like a movie franchise that's kind of being led almost like a TV series.
Yeah.
Of these interwoven story. Like I'm so excited about what these 10 years have been leading up to.
Yeah. And it just seeing every time they put out a trailer for one of the movies that has all of them on screen together, it's just hard not to get super fucking excited.
I know.
And like, they now do like 3 movies a year. So I think between films, you're like, well, another one's coming along the pipeline a little bit. But like, they are still only giving us big event films about every 3 years, right? Like the old Star Wars cycle or roughly speaking, the James Bond cycle. So this is why it gets exciting. Because like, these are the movies you like get super excited about. Everything else in between is kind of just like satiating you a little bit.
Right. It's just a tease.
Yeah.
Still a little poke, a little tickle.
God.
Like, remember us? Don't forget about us.
Yeah, hey, we're here.
We're still here. You like this? You like this guy? He's an ant.
Yeah.
What about this guy? He's a panther.
Hey, I'm Chris Hemsworth. I'm poking you.
Oh God. Hi. But yeah, it's the finale of finales. Oh, did you see the parody of Thanos where it's Mickey's head on top of him?
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Infinity Gauntlet is Lucasfilm.
Yeah,
Marvel
Lucasfilm, Pixar, Marvel Studios, and Fox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's very much true at this point.
Yeah.
He's gonna rule them all.
Yes.
But yeah, I am so that is listed as number one because I think that is the movie that I am the most excited for. Now, to be fair, I understand why you have Incredibles 2 listed as your number one.
We've waited 10 years for Infinity War. I've waited
2004.
14.
2004?
3.
No, 4. Pretty sure 2004.
Monsters Inc. was 2001. Yeah, Finding Nemo, Incredibles. Yeah, you're right. 13.
13, yeah.
I mean, it will be 14.
It will be
by
14 by the time it comes out. No, I mean
13 years, Chris. My definitive favorite superhero film.
I think it's the best superhero film ever made.
Yes.
I've noticed that before. Yeah, I am incredible. Like, I am so unbelievably excited for that film, but it came down to me like if I can see one movie next year, it has to be as much as I'm excited for The Incredibles 2, it has to be Infinity War. But don't get me wrong, the margin between those two, that
It's
1 and
so
2 spot,
slim. Yeah.
is minuscule. It's just like it's a hair's breadth in between them.
Yeah. But I mean, what can we say about Incredibles that the world doesn't already know?
We should probably just do that as an episode at some point.
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Brad Bird.
It'll be our longest episode ever. It'll be mostly you talking.
Like we said, it has that John Hughes-esque. I mean, not John Hughes, but it has that overlay of it's a family. It's what the X-Men could be.
Yeah, it's what the Fantastic Four could be. Like, it's the best Fantastic Four movie ever made. And again, for me too, there's a lot of very Bondian elements that, like, Syndrome's whole island is just like classic, Ken Adams style Bond lair. Like, even Giacchino's score is Bondian. And you probably wouldn't know this, but the original teaser for The Incredibles used a theme from On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Of course it did.
And so you can imagine me as came out 2004, is that what Trevor? So as a 13, 14-year-old seeing an animated superhero film that uses one of my all-time favorite James Bond themes.
Yeah.
Fucking lost my shit.
Mm-hmm. This was a time when Disney's advertising was so good.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I've brought this up on the podcast, but I don't think I've talked to you about this before. Do you remember the advertising for Lilo and Stitch?
No, I don't actually.
It was incredible.
It's a lot of Elvis?
No, actually. The way they were kind of trying to make Stitch the new kind of face of Disney. They would show famous scenes from the Renaissance films and overlay Stitch on. So there'd be the magic carpet ride scene.
Yeah.
And as they're flying the sky, Stitch rolls up in his spaceship and grabs Jasmine from Aladdin. And drives off.
Yes,
and
you're
flies
right.
off.
Yeah, and I think he messes up like the dinner party from Beauty and the Beast, I want to say. Oh, I forgot about that. That is genius.
The Lion King, he replaces Simba and they hoist him up.
Yeah.
With that, and then with this, the James Bond-esque trailer, like I can't even begin to explain how excited I saw a teaser clip from D23.
Oh, that's right.
And I lost my mind in that room, seeing John Lasseter promote that and Brad Bird being up on stage, doing his Edna voice because it's amazing.
Oh my God, because he's Edna. Yeah. No, it is going to be great. Cannot wait.
Yeah. How are we doing on time?
Oh, we're almost at an hour. Fuck. Forget the mini part of this.
God damn it.
It's fine. So I think just real quick, honorable mentions for other movies coming out next year that I'm excited about. A Wrinkle in Time. Looks really good. Tomb Raider. I'm just kind of curious about it.
Yeah.
I love both those video games. I'm just curious about it. It's probably not gonna get. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. I mean, I want a good superhero film.
Oh, I do too.
Sorry, not superhero. Video game.
Video,
film.
yeah, I know what you meant. Super Troopers 2, which probably
Yeah.
won't be great, but the trailer came out today, Ocean's 8.
Yes.
I think of the list I'm looking at here coming out next year, that might be the one I'm most excited about, this non-superhero.
Mm-hmm.
Looks really damn fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing to say. It looks so good.
Yeah. I am intrigued by Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. I hated the first Mamma Mia, but I love the music.
I'm interesting that you put that one on your list and not the one that I've written down.
Which-
it might be. Is that you finish your list?
Okay, I mean, I'm skipping a lot of them, but
Okay.
also I'm going to give Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again credit for having the greatest sequel title
Yes.
ever. Just absolutely, even if it's terrible, which it will be. And then Mary Poppins 2 I'm also excited about.
Okay, you did skip the one I knew you were going to skip.
Which one?
Well, the two that I'm most excited for, Wreck-It Ralph 2, obviously.
I had that on the list, but I didn't talk about it.
Again, I saw like a little teaser clip at D23, and that's it. I'm sure that scene is going to stay in the movie. That scene is just like, as a big Disney nerd, I felt a little offended by the scene
Is it
because
the bar with all the princesses?
it's the changing room. But yeah,
Okay, yeah.
it's like they make fun of Disney fans so much in that scene, which also gets me so excited. I love when they make fun of like me.
You're literally wearing a black baseball cap with Mickey ears on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took off my Mickey sweater because it was a little hot in here. And then the one that I'm, it's probably my top outside of superhero films, maybe top 3 most excited for next year is Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay, I did notice that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write it down. I worry that it's going to be a bit of a mess because they just replaced Bryan Singer. Now, they replaced him with Dexter Fletcher, who I actually haven't seen any of his films, but I've heard he's a pretty damn good director. I think, did he do Sing Street?
I have no idea.
He's an actor, actually.
Okay. Did you see the clip that went viral of the actor? I already forgot his name. Singing.
Rami Malek.
Thank you.
I didn't see that, actually. I think I tried to see it, and I think it got pulled down before I could watch it. Look, I'm hopeful. Like the photos that I've seen look great. He looks the part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little worried that it's going to be a bit of a mess. I've also heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that it's not going to address at all the fact that Freddie Mercury died of AIDS.
Why would it? That's not an important thing.
It's not at all an important thing. So like, I it's probably going to be fun. I worry a little bit that it's going to miss some of the important aspects of him. Yes, Dexter Fletcher's taking over. He also did. Oh no, he did Sunshine on Leith and then Eddie the Eagle, which I didn't see, but I heard.
Oh, that was okay.
I heard that was really fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sunshine on Leith is a musical. That's what I was thinking of. I think it's the Pretenders musical.
Okay.
I haven't seen. But no, I am also excited for that. So. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's where we're gonna end.
That's it. Yeah. Here we're shooting for half hour.
We nailed it.
But yeah, so let us know what you guys are excited about or what you thought of movies of this last year. As Cameron likes to say,
If you want to contact us,
no. Oh God. Yeah. Okay.
If
you want,
email us and tell us what we got wrong.
There we go.
We are famous for consistently providing incorrect information
and not responding, which I'm
Yep.
trying to get better at. I always say that. But yes, we are at Timm Talk Pod on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, and Gmail. I am personally at Lordifer on Instagram and Twitter.
I'm at CamDexter_adventures.
Oh, and also, I've mentioned this once before, but I keep getting random Facebook requests from people in like other countries. I have no idea who you are. This may have made nothing to do with the podcast. If for whatever reason you do listen to the podcast, you've tried to add me as a friend on Facebook, and I've deleted the request, try again and like send me a message that says that that's how you know about it. Otherwise, I'm just going to ignore it because I don't know who the fuck you are.
Mm-hmm. Also, I do want to plug very quickly.
Fuck. Sorry.
Very quickly, I do want to plug our nerdy cohort.
Trevor
Reese.
Yes.
Has fulfilled my dream, and he recently put out a short on on Nickelodeon. It's like a 3-minute short. You can find it on Facebook, and it's the
called
Cupcakery of Doom.
The Cupcakery of Doom.
Everyone go check it out because it's amazing.
It's really, really charming. It's really delightful.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll post the links everywhere. We shared it on Facebook already.
Yeah, I shared it on Facebook and Twitter. I'll put it in with this. I'll probably have also put it in with Star Wars. We mentioned at the end of that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really delightful. So go check it out because Trevor's amazing and we're super happy for him.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, thanks for listening to us ramble on about really nothing this time.
Right. Happy holidays, happy New Year, depending on when this episode comes out.
No fucking idea.
Yep. All right. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
The Nerdist School Network. For class and show information, visit nerdistschool.com.